Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name is Raymond, and in this video I'll be doing an unboxing of Dice Throne Adventures as well as the Season 1 and 2 miniatures. And this is a cooperative game for 1 to 4 players, which plays in about an hour, has lots of cool components. It's a huge box, so let's quickly open up the box and see what's inside. So here's the box, and it is absolutely huge. It's a big, heavy box, and with some really cool artwork on the cover. And just like Dice Throne Season 1 and Season 2, this is actually printed to look like a book, a huge tome. And the back of this enormous box looks like this. So it's for 1 to 4 players, plays in about an hour, ages 14 and up. These are the components. You get some tiles that you explore. You get standees for all the different characters, character boards. So that's pretty cool. Dice Throne Adventures. Let's just open it up and see what's inside. Okay, so first of all, we get the rule book, which also has a video tutorial on this website right here, learndta.dicethrone.com. It shows you all of the components, which we will see in a bit. The setup. So cool. It even has a card tray that you can take out and a token tray. That's fantastic. So yeah, looking really cool. There's a portal crawl. You move and explore. I still have to learn all of this. I haven't watched any videos except for a quick playthrough with Manny and the Man vs. Meeple team during the Kickstarter. But after that, I've kind of avoided any new stuff because I wanted to experience this for myself. So there's quite a bit of rules, but it seems, you know, it's about 15 pages with a FAQ and a glossary, and I assume that most of this works just like regular Dice Throne, just with some additional rules to make it a cooperative dungeon crawling kind of game. All right. So this is a campaign sheet, a campaign scoring sheet. So you fill in, you know, points there in your different sessions. That's pretty cool. Interesting. It's double-sided. And we get a leaflet here that you can also get Dice Throne Season 1 re-rolled and Season 2. And if you want to check out my unboxings, just click the eye in the corner of this video. And I also have a how to play and review of Dice Throne on my channel, which you can also find by clicking the eye. If you want to learn how to play and just check that out, you can. All right, then we get this plastic bag with all of the tokens. So let me just take that out. And there is the tray for the tokens. That's fantastic. The tape got stuck here. There we go. Okay, so we got lots of status tokens, just like in regular Dice Throne, even with some plus damage tokens. Some combat points. There's a first strike token here, which is new. And most of these I have already seen in the regular Dice Throne games. They are, of course, double-sided. All right, so that's the first sheet, and the second one here has some newer tokens with a 6, and these chests and everything that I haven't seen before. And here are the standees, really cool, with all the different characters. That's really nice. Nice artwork, and they are, of course, printed double-sided. And these are 3 different tokens that form a die, it seems. That's pretty cool. And then the last punch board has the remaining heroes and some other tokens as well. All right, nice. So then we get this awesome tray that holds all of these tokens. So I'll be sorting those out later. There's a picture here that tells you where everything goes. That's just brilliant. You can just take that out of the box. It even has a lid so nothing falls out. And you can just put that on the table and you're ready to go. Super. Here's another one. And it too has a lid. And this so has space for, look, for miniatures and others. So you can also put your standees in here. These are the stands. Oh, these are that's the slot for the standees. These are the stands. You just clip them on and toss them in there. But if you do have the miniatures, you can put them in there. So that's pretty cool. You also get these awesome golden D20s. 4 of those. And we get some new, I'll just put these here for now, some new dice. I think these are all the same. And there's how many in here? Let's just quickly count. That's 10 of them. And these have numbers 1, 2, and 3 with these slashes on it. And there's a 4 and a 5 with that symbol. And a 6 with the flaming die. So I suppose these are for the boss. For bosses. And we've got combat points here for if it wants to focus. Come on. There we go. So for whatever these are. And of course you can rotate those dials. And it's double-sided, so the other side has health. So yeah, pretty cool. So that's one of these. And there are several of these, and they all have different art. So combat points and health. Once again, and combat points for these. And health. Some cool art. So 4 of those, and this one keeps track of your gold. All right, nice. So those all go in here. They even have these slots for them, so they sit in here really nicely. That's just well done. So yeah, cool. Dice thrown on the side. All right, I'll just put that over here. Then there's another tray here. Heavier one, so lots of paperwork in here. Let me just open that up. Okay. There's a little bit of cardboard here. Just toss that out. And we have... So this is a market, it seems. Let's see, at a shopkeeper. Rosella, the shopkeeper. And on the back, it also has a little bit of text. Just basically some flavor text and some art. But this is the shop with the different items you can get. A loot chart where you can determine what you get. Is double-sided, and the other side has a boss loot. All right. Then we've got for the enemies, apparently, I guess. Yeah, so here is the Mad King. The Fallen Monk. We'll have the AI rules and the FAQ on there. The Fallen Gunslinger. And the Fallen Barbarian. And on the other side, they have their status tokens, their effects, and how they use their dice. So they all have those dice that we saw. So that seems to be the same for all of them. But of course they have different kinds of effects that they can use. All right. This one has quite a few. The big boss, the Mad King. Okay. Then we have their character sheets. So just like the character sheets of your own characters in Dice Throne, these bosses also have this type of character sheets, which is really cool. So they have their own abilities there. And on the back, it's basically the same art. And they fold together just like that. The Fallen Gunslinger looks like this. With these skills. The Fallen Monk is here with these skills. So if you want to read those, just pause the video and you can check them all out. And finally, the Mad King. All right. And those all go into this nice tray, and you can get them out easily, but it even has this edge, so you can push them up should you need to, but you can just grab them anyway. So I'll just put these back real quick. All right. All of this and the shop. And that too has a nice cover. And then finally, there's, let's see, one huge insert or tray here. Let me just take that out because this is on pretty tight. Locks into place very tightly. All right. So this spot is for the boss cards. There's a lot of cards here as well. The loot cards. There's some cards here. There's a lot of stuff. These are the tiles. So let's just go through all of this one by one. So what's this? This is basically just a divider, I guess, for, other cards. Okay. And I guess you can just stick that in. And these are all dividers. So this is pretty cool. Really nicely illustrated dividers for the loot, common loot, epic loot, rare loot. And back here, is the legendary loot with the shopkeeper on it. That's pretty cool. So yeah, you can put all of these in here, I think. I'll figure that out. It's probably in the rules. And here are the cards for the bosses. So for the Fallen Monk, the Fallen Barbarian, the Fallen Gunslinger, the Mad King. There you go. And again for other cards. So we have some cards here. Just open that up. So these are handout cards for the boss battle turn order. They're double-sided. So the portal crawl turn order. So that's really convenient to have for all players. There's a card. And these are normal difficulty and veteran difficulty setup. All right. And we have the King's Hand and boss versus boss. So different playing styles, I guess. Okay. All right, so let's see what's over here. Legacy pack. Do not open until instructed to, so I won't, because that would spoil really nice foil cards there on the back. Just on the back, but that's really nice. So yeah, we've got a Legacy pack C and D, which I will keep closed. And there's some bigger, I guess these are also dividers here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Really nice colorful, and these go here, dividers. I guess these go somewhere else. So you can put those in there and then put these guards divided between those. So yeah, let's take a quick look. All right, so you've got the level 1 enemies, I guess. So the Lost Swordsman. And they have this on the back to easily distinguish them. Serpentine. They all have different kind of skills and a defensive role. So yeah, they have a role objective. They're of course trying to unlock their ability. Satyr or Satyr, Lizard Mage, Shadow Archer, King Vulture, Chaos Elf, Wandering Ronin, a fairy, look at that. Cool. Ogren Warrior, a Boulder, a Goblin Enchanter, and a Shadow Cat. Street Rat, Schizo Oni, right, a Lizard Man, and then level 2 has a Scoundrel, Horned Harpy, a Wither Elf, the Axe Knight, Arcane Vibra, Soulless Bandit, a Trickster, a Wailing Banshee, a Dark Panther, and a Raging Centaur. Shadow Sword, looks really cool, nice artwork, and an Entropy Mage, Blind Archer, that's quite a feat, Yokai, and a Dredge Beast, Brutish Cyclops, and a Vicious Viper. I love the colorful art. And at level 3 we've got a Chaos Knight, and as you can see they get increasingly difficult. A Succubus, Crushing Golem, a Devilish Imp, a Basilisk, a Dark Lion, Black Root Elf, Cursed Blade, a Death Seer, Crimson Archer, an Orc Shaman, cool, Oni Baba, a Holy Zealot, and then level 4 we've got a Corrupted Rogue, Raging Berserker, Whispering Death, Emperor Cobra, a Goblin Horde. Cool. Oh, there's some dust on this card. And that was it. Okay, so you divide those in between these dividers. All right, some more cards here. These are the Portal Crawl. So let me just quickly take a look at those. So yeah, these are basically just the setups. So different dungeons, if you will, where you're going through with the setup, the conclusion, and the King's Hand tokens. And you get different setups every time in different levels. So, you know, level 1 or difficulty 1, I don't know. And 2 is a boss battle. Another number of portal crawls. Another boss battle. More portal crawls. Another boss battle. And so forth. And then finally you fight the Mad King. Okay. And you get a divider for those scenarios as well. It's just really well done. That's, again, legacy pack, so I will not open. And then I'm going to take a look at these tiles. So legacy pack V, again, a pack of tiles that I should not open. So that's pretty cool. And this is the stack that I can open. So that's a whole lot of tiles, and it starts with these. You got a boss portal. I'm just going to stick that over here. You've got some, it begins, the Crimson Sands portal. And then you've got your level 1s. So there's all kinds of different environments that you can encounter with some really cool art. It seems like there's unique art on each of them. Looks like really cool. And all of them have text on them to tell you what happens there. And the level 2s over here. Oh, this way around. Really nice. And they are of a nice thickness as well. They look good. And there's plenty of them. So I guess, you know, every time you set up a game, you'll have different tiles, of course, and different outcomes and all kinds of variation. So that's pretty cool. Here are the level 3 tiles. Really nice. Artwork is fantastic. Nice, look at that. Cool. Cool. So we have those, and finally we have these level 4 cards. So you get a Black Market, a Dragon's Den, Valley of Bones, and the Depths. All right. And those all fit in here really nicely. So yeah, really cool. So then we have some, ooh, wow, nice foil cards. Look at that. I'll open this first. So that's a huge stack of cards, but wow, foil cards. Look at that. That is super cool. Bling Bling, Blood Pact 2. Sweet. Codex 4, so, you know, upgraded cards. Just like in the regular Dice Throne game. That is amazing. Oh yeah, not the regular cards that everybody has, you know, where you can manipulate your dice or your status effects. Yeah, that's just, wow. Really, really, really nice. All of these like this, that's amazing. Cool, some all kinds of new cards with cool items. And then, yeah, these were the the foil ones. I'll just yeah, put that down somewhere. I don't know where to put them yet. Oh, that's probably, you know, somewhere in the loot or something. Yeah, it does have the L for legendary loot. So I guess all the legendary cards are foil then. Yeah, right. Okay, that's it. So I can put those. They don't really fit. So I guess I don't know exactly how to divide this yet. I'll figure it out. And then the common loot cards are just regularly printed. They have some of those same cards. Those are higher level. So the only time art is repeated is on a card with the same title. So that's plenty of different art. Really cool. And it looks very nice and colorful. I love the art. All right, I'll just go through these a bit quicker. So these are the rare, the blue bordered cards. And then you get, this is all the epic loot. So many cards. All right, so all of that can go in here. I'll just move this out of the way for now. Okay, so what do we have here? So these are the cards for the bosses, packed separately. And I don't think I'll show you those. I'll just let you find out what the bosses do on your own, because I don't want to spoil it. I'll just put them here. And those were all the cards in the game. Alright, so I'll sort everything out and put it back in the box. Let's also unbox some miniatures. So this is the box with the Season 1 miniatures in it, which is pretty cool. And these are the pre-painted ones. They are displayed here, so let's take a look at them, what they look like in real life, close up. Okay, oh nice. All right, so let's take a look at these one by one. So they are of a pretty nice size, you know, relatively big. So yeah, the detail is really cool. It resembles the art style, a bit like, you know, cartoony. And well, the paint job, okay. If I'm looking at the eyes, that could have been done better, but eyes are really difficult. But you know, they kind of did a basic paint job with the base colors on all the surfaces, and it looks okay. I think they were a bit, you know, too rough with the inks, trying to shade this, because it looks like the inks didn't really, you know, settle in the recesses that much, but kind of made it a bit fuzzy, a bit, you know, dirty look. So I don't know. In this case, with the lighter colors at least, it seems like the shading didn't really work out too well. So I might want to touch these up here and there, but you know, for tabletop quality, I think that's pretty fine. Sadly, the base was not painted, so you know, if you want the rocks to show better, you might give that a quick dry brush. All right, and then the Shadow Thief. Now the Shadow Thief's eyes are done a lot better compared to the Barbarian. Shadow Thief has black eyes and purple pupils, and it looks a lot more crisp on this one. The pink hair, and of course these are much darker colors, much darker tones. And just got a black cape. Cape could have used some highlights, might add some later. And again, the base is not painted, but overall this looks okay. It's a good, decent, you know, base coat. So yeah, here is the ninja. This one looks pretty nice. I like the sculpt a lot. I like the smoke billowing up, and you know, she's got the swords. And there's a lot of black and dark green. The eyes are kind of, I don't know. It looks like she's got some, either really big green pupils. They went a bit overboard with the pupils on this one, I think. Or she just has green eyes completely. But again, you know, decent basic paint job, which is fine if you don't feel like painting and you want painted models. And they look nice on the table. Again, the Moon Elf seems to have a bit, you know, better painted eyes, although she kind of looks in two different directions right now. But more detail on the eyes. I like the fact that her eyebrows are painted clearly, and the eyelashes as well. The skin tone is a nice minty color, and the rest is black and brown. Also a nice sculpt. We've got the monk. And again, here the shading worked a lot better, it seems, at least in this, in the pants. The skin again, it seems a bit dirty. And here it looks like the arm wasn't fully pegged in when they glued it. There's a visible gap here, and they just painted over that. So yeah, the quality does vary a little. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but this, yeah, well, this is what you get if you want the pre-painted miniatures. Here it looks a lot better again. So yeah, if you feel like this is fine and I might touch them up a bit, that's good. If you think you can do better, then you're probably better off getting the unpainted versions. And they are, like I said, pretty big. They're bigger than your, standard RPG miniatures. So it feels like they would be easier to paint as well. So the Pyromancer, again, with the flames, nice colors, nice pose, nice sculpt. The face was not done too well, I think. The eyes look odd. The mouth looks odd. So yeah, the face on this one could definitely have been done better. And again, the shading on the flames just looks wrong. That just looks wrong. But otherwise, again, same thing as the other ones, I guess. This one looks a lot better. Again, the eyes are a bit weird, but they did manage to paint, the eyelashes, the eyebrows, and the pupils quite clearly. Maybe it's just a sculpt. He's got a little bit droopy eyes. He looks old. But this was done a lot better, a lot cleaner. The contrast between the colors is good. And maybe it's because of the gold. But this one definitely is one of the better ones in the pack. And finally, for season 1, we have the tree ant. So that's a really, really nice sculpt. It's a lot bigger than the others. It's got that little sprite in the hand and on the head. And this worked really well. They just painted it brown and they shaded it. But in this case, with all the lines in the sculpt, that came out pretty good. And they did the same with the green. They just painted everything in one color of green, one shade of green, and then added the shading. But for this model, it worked really nicely. This is a very decent, basic paint job, which you could easily improve with dry brushing of lighter greens and lighter browns, if you wanted to, and maybe touch up these little sprites a bit. So yeah, this one actually looks pretty good. All right, let's check out season 2. So this is the season 2 miniatures box with the cost of season 2. And on the back of the box, you see their images, the images of the miniatures with the names. So I already cut out the foil. Let's just give that a look. So these boxes are pretty tight. There we go. All right. So let's start with the hunter, the huntress, not with the tiger, sadly. That's a shame. Would have been cool if she had the tiger, but yeah, it's a nice sculpt again. Nice pose. She's holding her spear. There's a tree branch that she's standing on, but a very basic paint job. Just a dark green with some fur around the neck, black hair, brown skin, and some shading, which is, I don't know. I'm not, oh, stay focused there. I'm not a huge fan of the shading. It works on some models, but on others it just looks dirty. So I think a couple of, highlight touch-ups might improve the quality quite a lot. So this one is nice. It's a really cool sculpt, the Seraph. The eyes are much clearer. She's got white eyes and they painted the eyelashes and the eyebrows black. The armor gold, some green cloth there, and a pale blue skin and wings, feathers. They painted the swords white, which is cool. It matches the artwork. And this is the back, which is very bright, but yeah, you can tell. They also, again, used a little bit of, fortunately not too much, but of that shading on the wings and on the hair. And yeah, somehow on the hair, it doesn't really work that well. The Cursed Pirate. That's a fun model. It's a really cool one. She's standing on a keg, looking angry with the, again, with the black eyes and the pink pupils. That looks nice. She's got some gold details, some black pants, the pink shirt, the red boots, burgundy red, and the cape as well. And the hat is a dark purple and bright red hair. So there's plenty of, nice colors, enough contrast, and a white kind of grayish sword. So yeah, this is okay. I'm not seeing any issues with the shading on this one. Not really. This one looks a lot better. Which is strange, because this one, just like the Shadow Thief, has very small eyes, but they managed to paint these quite well. While the Barbarian just looked horrible. Here's the Tactician. Again, he just has the white eyes and the black pupils and no eyebrows, and just the eyelashes they didn't paint. They painted the eyebrows brown. His beard. So he's got the crazy eyes, And the sword is a bit bent. I'll give that a bit of a hot water treatment. But otherwise, he's got black clothes, so that's pretty simple. And brown boots and gloves. He's got some gold details here and there, which looks nice. And a red cape, and again, the shading on the cape is not too good. But it is a big surface, so that might be an easy fix. Even if you're not a painter, I'm pretty sure you can manage. These aren't very small models. This Samurai, which is really cool, big model. He's got these wide billowing pants, which makes the legs pretty thick. He's got some gold armor plating there, some gold here. Gold arm braces and the pauldrons and the helmet. And you can see a little bit of the detail there. You can actually see his eyes peeking through the holes there, which for this one does work nicely, I think. Well enough. So yeah. They also use some shading on the reds. On this one it looks okay. It's a bit of a hit and miss. So the Artificer, small guy with wild hair and a huge what's that called, this tool, I forgot the English word for it. But there's a lot of color going on here. He's got some brown and some blue and a lot of bright orange. Although I would have probably liked to have seen some silver and gold details, or bronze maybe even, on some of the armor here. Some of these parts look like they're metal. The legs. So I'm not sure about the orange, to be honest. But the sculpt is really nice. It's a cool looking sculpt. Then let's take a look at the Gunslinger. So the Gunslinger's eyes are a bit odd. I think they just painted them completely white. And she has some, she's got black hair, while the cartoon version, I think, if I recall correctly, has a more dark brown hue to the hair and a bit of a blue tint to the hat, but this is just black. But otherwise, some the vest is a light beige, and she's got some leather straps with the holster, a brown coat, which does not seem to have any shading applied at all, unless I'm not seeing it too well. And she's got black gloves, and they left the guns black, which I think is odd. Maybe they forgot to paint them, I don't know, but the guns, at least to me, should be, metallic silver at least, or gunmetal. I'll probably touch those up as well. And finally, the vampire with the big red eyes. But that's painted pretty nicely. I mean, it's okay. It's not a super paint job, but this looks pretty good. It's probably, just as good as I could do them myself, so I'm happy with that. And the hands, well, the skin is very light, of course, being a vampire, but it seems like the hands don't have a lot of detail, so the fingers kind of got lost in the paint job. And again, they painted the inner cape red, the inside of the cape, and applied the shading, which just makes it look dirty. And the rest is just plain black. No highlights at all. You might want to add some highlights to the blacks. And those were the painted miniatures. And finally, there were also some promo cards included in the Dice Throne Adventures Kickstarter. So let me just open up this package. So, and these are all foil cards, as you can see. We have a Loot Goblin, level 3 monster, which is pretty nice with the foil effect. We have a Chimera, also foil. A Melodic Maiden, level 1. A Lithe Elf. Cool. And an Umbra. Shiny. So those were the monster cards, promo cards, and these are some promo loot cards. Also shiny. We have a black belt upgrade, legendary loot, a holy relic, a guard dog, rare items, and they are not, just like in the box, in the core box, not foil cards. So the black belt, holy relic, utility belt, and utility belt 2, which is epic, a blood amulet, set of bolas, level 2 bolas, firstest strike, firstest, and first strike 2, a trench coat, cat burglar, aw, and another guard dog. So those were the promo cards. And Season 1 Rerolled also came with some promo cards you could get from the Kickstarter. So these are some new promo cards that we got. So Adrenaline Surge for the Barbarian, Enlightenment for the Monk, Lunar Umbra for the Moon Elf, Dojo for the Samurai, Divine Favor for the Paladin, Infernal Infusion for the Pyromancer, Shadow Meld for the Shadow Thief, and the Mother Tree for the Treant. Those were the 8 promo cards, and you also got some randomizer cards which have a really nice back, which has all the characters with, again, some cool art on it, so you can just draw a card and randomize which character you will be playing. And so that was my unboxing of Dice Throne Adventures by Roxley Games. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you hit the bell icon, you'll also get notified whenever I upload a new video. Please also consider becoming a Patreon saint to my channel by clicking the link to my Patreon page in the description below, or by clicking the icon at the end of this video. And there you can see how you can support my channel, which I greatly appreciate. And you'll also get your name in the credits of all of my videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.